This is NBC Miami at 5.
New tonight at 5, damage assessment in Broward County. FEMA is on the ground in South Florida neighborhoods left in a flood of trouble by severe storms on Sunday and Monday. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Nesprell. Kevin has the night off. Hundreds of people reached out to the Red Cross after they were flooded out of their homes. And tonight they could be one step closer to some much needed relief. NBC Miami's Steve Litz is live in one of the hardest hit neighborhoods with more on today's tour. Steve?
Hey, Jackie, you know, the rain stopped 3 days ago, and in a lot of these neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale, just off State Road 84, there are still large puddles of standing water.
Crews are sweeping up pieces of a gas station after a deadly crash around 2:30 this morning in Pompano Beach. NBC Miami's Julia Bagg spoke exclusively with the man who spotted the speeding car.
The crash killed 26-year-old Julius Haywood and landed the Mustang he drove inside an Exxon Food Mart. The wreck actually began across Northeast 4th Street when one man watched the car fly by.
Once I heard the noise, I looked up and I seen a Mustang, and it was on the curb and it was going through the bushes.
Then it blasted through a palm tree and a gas pump, ejecting the driver. Surveillance video shows the point of impact inside the store. Moments before, the car actually swept past a parked van only a few feet away.
It's amazing it missed that van and came through and all the way through. That's all I know.
Poonam Wadwa has owned the gas station for 9 years.
I've never seen in my life anything like this. I was shocked. I was like, I've never seen anything like this ever in my life.
The car tore through this US 1 sign and launched it here from across the street.
When the crash happened, the station was closed, and Wadwa had already turned the gas pumps off for the night. No one else was hurt. Julia Bagg, NBC Pompano Beach.
That driver, Julius Haywood, was a registered sex offender. Police are still investigating what caused him to lose control and careen into that gas station. New details tonight on an officer's trouble on the turnpike. We're now hearing the FHP trooper's call to dispatchers during her pursuit of a speeding City of Miami police car and what her supervisor was telling her during the incident. NBC Miami's Jeff Burnside joins us live in satellite control with the update. Jeff?
Well, we've been reporting on the escalating tension between some City of Miami police officers and the FHP trooper who had the wherewithal to pull over and handcuff a fellow police officer who she says was doing 120 miles an hour because he was late for an off-duty assignment. Angry cops say the trooper made up the 120 miles an hour and that she has a vendetta against Miami police. But in this new audio between the trooper and her dispatcher, who was in turn talking with his supervisor as it all unfolded, we hear her pursuit beginning before she was even certain it was a Miami police car. And you can hear her supervisor ask her to back off and repeatedly ask whether the Miami officer was in uniform, suggesting that might make a difference in whether to cite him. Listen.
I don't know what agency it is. I'm on 91 almost to Sunrise. He's well over 120, and he's not stopping. He's in and out of traffic. Signal 12.
796, what description of that vehicle yet?
All I can see is a light patrol car with blue or something like that riding, like it would be a Miami or DOT, and I'm sure.
They tell you a patrol car, just have her back off. What department is it? Stand by, we're trying to ascertain.
It is a Miami police.
Is he in uniform? Is that, in uniform or what? If you can reach station, can you advise that subject in uniform? All right, just have her get his name and information, and we'll pass it on to 126.
What did 322 relay to me?
If that subject is in uniform, to get his name and contact that City of Miami on landline, verifying that it was City of Miami PD car, correct?
10-4, we're about to take a 1098.
So interesting. Every day a new development. So the attorney for the Miami police officer says this has all been blown out of proportion, that there's no actual proof that he was going 120 miles an hour. We have not seen the end of this. Of course, it's raising the notion of whether there is such a thing as professional courtesy between police officers of different jurisdictions, and whether or not that's even appropriate in this case or in any case. Back to you.
Now, live prepared with South Florida's only live HD Doppler radar.
Well, good Thursday evening to you. Pretty refreshing day out and about across South Florida.
Now to an NBC Miami exclusive. I had the opportunity this afternoon to have the only local one-on-one interview with former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Dr. Rice addressed Cuba's future after Fidel Castro's eventual passing.
Perhaps it's time, now that Fidel Castro is ill, he will die.
We're taking you across America when we come back. First, YouTube video of a juvenile judge beating his daughter with a belt is raising a nationwide debate.
Beat you into submission.
Coming up, his daughter explains why she posted the video, and her father explains why he did nothing wrong. Plus, the Occupy movement reaches a boiling point on the West Coast. And plastic surgery reversal is becoming a new trend in Tinseltown. Find out why in tonight's Live Healthy report. And our Facebook sweepstakes continues. Like us and win. It's easy. Just go to facebook.com/NBC Miami and click on the I Like It sweepstakes tab on the left side of the page. You can enter once a day until 10 p.m. And today we're giving away an iPad 2. The winner will be announced tonight during the NBC Miami News at 11.
All right, Jackie, and coming up in sports, Tony Sperano's getting superstitious as he tries to find a way to get that first win. Plus tonight, as you know, is supposed to be the Heat's home opener, Orlando Magic and Miami Heat. Well, you know that won't be taking place, but we will hear from head coach Erik Spoelstra.
And you can stay up to date on news happening all day, every day by following us on Twitter at NBC Miami, on our Facebook page, and by visiting our website, NBCMiami.com. Don't forget the news continues at 6, coming up all new tonight. A pair of sexual abuse lawsuits are filed against a Miami priest who's already behind bars awaiting a criminal trial on sexual battery charges. Tonight we're hearing from one of the alleged victims, all new at 6. Slumdog Millionaire. Last night, Sushil Kumar became India's first ever grand prize winner during the country's version of the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The crowd cheered when he answered correctly, and Kumar says he's going to build a new home for himself, pay off his family's debts, and help his brothers start their own businesses. Congratulations to him. That'll do it for NBC Miami at 5, but don't go anywhere. The news continues right now at 6. 2 more sex abuse lawsuits are filed against a former Miami priest. And tonight we're hearing from one of the alleged victims. Plus,
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, there was just a plane crash in Pompano Beach.
Also, we're hearing the 911 calls for help moments after a small plane crashed in Pompano Beach. And Cuba has approved a law allowing people to buy and sell homes for the first time since the early days of the revolution.
Live. This is NBC Miami at 6.
It all started right inside this church right here that you're looking at.
Another chapter unfolds today in the Catholic Church sex scandal. Today, 2 more men filed lawsuits against the Archdiocese of Miami, alleging a so-called predator priest abused them years ago. And now one of the men is speaking out publicly. NBC Miami's Ari Odzer has his story.